We were on the 30th floor of the Mumbai Stock Exchange.
I remember walking into this really colorful classroom.
We weren't expecting to be going to an actual tuberculosis clinic.
We go into this shoe factory for this women's footwear brand. So we saw, the workers adding the soles to the shoes.
Mumbai is like no city I've ever visited because of the sprawl. We talk about sprawl in the United States. We don't have problems with sprawl in the United States.
This class is called the Practicum in Global Policy Leadership. Our topic was economic reform in India.
To learn about all the issues for 10 weeks, to fully grapple with them and think that you understand them, and then to depart for a foreign country and to find out that some things are exactly as you expected them to be, and some things are not quite what you expected them to be.
The primary assignment for this class is a collective memo written by 12 people with specific policy recommendations. We were on the ground in India for about 17 days, and over that period we had roughly 25 meetings with all different kinds of people.
That was a really valuable experience for me because we had all taken ownership for the project. We were all invested in trying to make sure that we came out with coherent, workable policy recommendations for the government.
It was a lot of learning to work very fast and to learning to resolve issues very, very quickly.
So I remember our first meeting was with 5 professors from the small research institute in Mumbai.
We didn't really know how to ask good questions. We didn't know how to run a meeting. We didn't know how or where to draw the line in terms of what was rude versus what was just, following up on a good point.
We were learning how to learn.
What you start to see are the real difficulties of implementing policies that just a few weeks earlier in the classroom seemed so clear. On the ground, they're often much, much more difficult, much more nuanced, much more politically fraught.
I don't think there's anything really you can do to prepare yourself for how you're going to ask questions, how you're going to handle some difficult situations without actually being there and doing it.
We visited the largest slum in Asia called Dharavi. It's a slum that houses 1 million individuals.
You think of slum, you think of poverty, of destitution, of disorganization. You don't think of this little world that's very organized and incredibly productive.
I was shocked by the level of industry that's happening in the slums. You've got people smelting aluminum, there are bakeries, there are any kind of industry you could possibly imagine.
I felt a real sense of hope, and people were proud to be from that place. And so that was a really tangible sense about India and about what it's like to live in a slum that I would not have gotten otherwise.
That kind of experience, that understanding or insight into how people live and what they have to deal with in their everyday life, I don't think you can really appreciate by just sitting in a classroom reading an article. You have to actually experience it.
It was an exercise in learning how to work with one another. It was an exercise in refining all the skills that we need to succeed in the real world, to succeed in any job.
The learning experience is just incomparable.
I've always felt that there's some things you need to be on the ground and experience to fully appreciate.
I certainly think that experiential learning is the next step for us, and that's how we're going to continue to innovate and be the best undergraduate institution in the country.